Guys, it's Maria Nova with another segment of Misogyny Makes You Stupid. Today I want to talk about the demonizing of feminism. When most people think of a feminist, they think of a loud, aggressive, unattractive, mannish woman. They say stuff like, oh, you're miserable, you're going to be single for the rest of your life, nobody wants you, you hate men. They, call you things like a misandrist, or they'll say, oh, you're exhibiting toxic femininity. And honestly, when it comes to misandry and toxic femininity, to me, those things are just as real as reverse racism. And then to make it worse, you have the pick-me's. And if you don't know what a pick-me is, a pick-me is a woman who subscribes to misogynistic ideologies. She has a lot of internalized misogyny. She's the type of woman who just does not know how to function without that validation from men. And she'll do anything for it, even if it means, neglecting herself and sacrificing her own well-being. And it's not 100% their fault, because we live in a patriarchy society. Women are taught from a very young age that, women are supposed to be nice and sweet. We're nurturers. We're supposed to, coddle men. We're supposed to take care of everybody, even if that means that we have to neglect ourselves. We're supposed to be selfless. With that being said, a pick-me is the biggest threat, in my opinion, to the feminist movement, women empowerment, intersectional feminism, womanism, whatever term you want to use, because a man will completely disregard a room or a group of women telling him what the problems are, explaining things to him. If he has one pick-me in his corner saying, y'all are just masculine, y'all just don't know how to please a man, y'all are just bitter and miserable, y'all don't have, the values that it takes, y'all dress like sluts and then expect the man to respect you, just talking this misogynistic rhetoric. It doesn't help. It doesn't help us, and it doesn't help her. She's inflicting self-harm, which is why at the end of the day, even as mad as these type of women make me, I feel nothing but sympathy for them, because they're lost. They're just lost. Another thing that men fail to realize is that misogyny hurts them too. Now, don't get me wrong, men benefit the most from misogyny, but in the long run, it completely breaks them. Like, whenever a woman brings up equality, what is usually a man's first argument? Well, if you want to be equal, how come I'm the one who has to go to work? Why am I the one who has to pay the bills? Why am I the one who has to take you out to dinner? Why am I the one who has to chase you? Why is it that I'm not able to show my emotions without being ridiculed? Why is it that my feelings don't matter? And you just sitting there like, y'all wrote the rule book, dummy. You can't express emotions outside of anger and cry because other men will call you weak. The reason why you feel self-conscious about how much money you have in your bank account is because men chose to judge a man's worth on how much money he brings in or how good of a provider he can be. The reason why you have to pay when you go out with somebody, you go on a date, is because men chose to make their relationships with women transactional. And that's what you call toxic masculinity, which is a very real thing. Y'all got feminism all wrong, because it's not about, women dominating men and taking over the world. It's not about, women trying to be sluts and hoes, because that's what y'all say whenever a woman exercises her right of bodily autonomy. It's about bringing awareness to the problems and dismantling the gender roles that have been set into place. It's about taking men and women out of the boxes that we have been put into so that we can live our lives the way we feel comfortable. It's about dismantling the ideas of what makes a man masculine and what makes a woman feminine, so that we can express ourselves and make the world a fairer and more inclusive place. And that starts with men getting rid of their toxic masculine traits. And it also starts with women getting rid of the internalized misogyny that we have.